Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take the source material you've sent our way, articles, research, even internal notes, and we really distill the essence of what you need to know.
And today we're diving into something that's built around a very simple, almost ancient truth. Necessity is the mother of invention.
It feels like it's been around forever, that saying.
It's probably the most reliable force in human history, really. The texts we're analyzing track this evolution of ingenuity, and they showed that the biggest leaps forward, they rarely just happen out of pure curiosity.
Right.
They happen because of a severe constraint. And what's so fascinating is how that exact historical pattern is, well, it's perfectly mirrored in the rise of AI right now, especially for business communication.
Okay, so let's unpack that core idea. We're not talking about innovation that comes from, having unlimited resources or just a wild imagination.
No, not at all. This is innovation born from pain, from friction. It's when a challenge makes the way you're currently doing things just impossible to sustain.
So our mission today is to really pin down the modern necessity that's driving AI forward, and I guess how it's redefining what's possible for you, the listener.
Exactly. Stagnation is comfortable, breakthroughs are hard, and the sources make a really compelling case that human innovation only accelerates when we face scarcity.
Scarcity of what, though?
It could be resources, it could be manpower, but most importantly for our topic today, scarcity of time. That pressure cooker environment is what creates real, lasting invention.
Could you give us a couple of those landmark examples from the sources? I think they do a great job of showing how that idea of necessity changes over time.
Absolutely. We can start with the most basic one, the wheel.
Yeah.
Around 3500 BCE. It wasn't designed to be art or, a sculpture.
Right, it was purely functional.
A pure functional necessity. Civilization needed a much faster way to move heavy loads for agriculture. Then you can fast forward thousands of years to the telegraph and the telephone.
Bridging distance.
Bridging distance. Global commerce was just completely held back by the speed of a ship or a horse. So necessity birthed these technologies that, they literally compressed time itself.
And the internet, which is probably the most transformative invention of our era, that also came from necessity, right? The challenge of sharing huge amounts of data quickly, reliably.
Yes, it was necessary to scale knowledge, to scale collaboration. What's so crucial to understand here is that the underlying principle, that drive to overcome friction, it hasn't changed. But the nature of the necessity has completely transformed.
How so?
We've moved from solving physical problems like distance to solving modern problems, things like complexity, data overload, and the scarcity of human attention.
Okay, that brings us right to the modern bottleneck.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets really interesting for anyone listening who's running a business or, managing a client-facing team. The modern business world is facing what the sources are calling the communication crunch.
Exactly. The digital age has set customer expectations to an impossibly high level.
Instant gratification.
Completely. Customers demand instant responses. They want 200/7 availability, and they expect everything to be seamless across every channel: calls, texts, chat, you name it. The idea of waiting until Monday morning is just, it's obsolete.
And here's the real friction point for small and mid-sized businesses, right? The people who are expected to meet those 247 demands, they're often the same people juggling marketing, sales, operations, everything.
And the sources point out that among all those daily tasks, the one that is most deceptively time-consuming and disruptive is just answering the phone.
It seems so simple, though.
It does, but it's a repetitive task that's absolutely vital for revenue, yet it's hugely inefficient to manage by hand. Think about it. Someone who has to answer that phone is often a high-value, highly paid team member.
Sure.
And they're being pulled away from their core work, often just to handle a routine question or confirm a policy, or maybe worst of all, just to say, let me check on that and call you back.
Ah, I see the connection now.
Yeah.
So it's not just the 5 minutes on the call. It's the cost of the interruption, the loss of focus.
And the fact that you rarely have the budget for a full-time, dedicated receptionist who can actually handle complex, dynamic questions.
That's the human constraint. There just aren't enough hours in the day, not enough bandwidth on a small team to manage growth and provide constant, high-quality engagement.
And the inevitable result of that crunch, the modern necessity, is missed calls. It's lost opportunities. And it's the very real financial cost of customers just giving up and going somewhere else.
This imbalance is what inspires the invention.
It is. Let's really underscore that financial cost, because frustrated customer sounds emotional, but the data is, well, it's shocking. The sources highlight this critical statistic they call the voicemail trap.
Tell us about that.
So studies consistently show that over 60% of customers who reach voicemail, they never leave a message.
60%.
Over 60. Just think about what that means for a business that relies on inbound calls. You know, a service provider, a contractor, a law office. A lost call isn't just a missed chat.
It's lost revenue.
It's lost revenue because that customer was looking for an instant answer, and they just move on to the next person on the list who does answer.
Wow. 60%. That's a staggering number just because you couldn't pick up the phone instantly. So the problem isn't just call volume. The real necessity is instant, high-quality presence.
Exactly. And that's why all the old solutions fail when a business starts to scale. People say, why not just hire more staff?
Well, that adds cost, training, and they still need to sleep.
Right. Or why not outsource to a call center? Well, then you lose consistency. They don't know your brand.
And then there are the old-school automated call trees. The press 1 for sales, press 2 for support systems. Everyone hates those.
Because they're frustrating. They rely on rigid menus and simple keywords. They treat every caller the same and can't understand conversational context. None of them, absolutely none, address the core necessity here. Maintaining human quality responsiveness, but without human limitations.
You know, this necessity, it drives the modern entrepreneur the same way scarcity drove historical inventors. We see examples like Airbnb, which started because the founders couldn't make rent.
Or Uber, which came from the simple frustration of trying to hail a cab in San Francisco. The modern entrepreneur's battlefield is time scarcity. They're solving these daily survival problems.
And that survival imperative is the mother of invention.
When the friction becomes too painful, innovation is the only way forward. And today, the deepest friction is that huge gap between the expected speed of business and what humans can actually deliver.
Okay, so we've established the necessity, time scarcity, communication overload, and this painful inefficiency of handling calls manually. Let's talk about the invention, the next generation AI voice agents.
Right. So the sources confirm that AI is well past the point of being a trend. It's now critical business infrastructure. It's becoming a silent partner that enhances every customer touch point.
And this specific invention, voice AI, it emerged because businesses hit a breaking point.
They did. They just couldn't keep up with the endless repetitive cycle of routine calls, FAQs, and scheduling.
So human resource constraints became the mother of AI voice invention. But I have to ask, if a business owner is listening, they're probably skeptical. They've been burned by those bad automated systems before. How does a system like the one we have as an example, Avius AI, actually provide that human quality responsiveness?
That's the key difference. The old IVR systems, they just used simple keyword matching. Next-gen systems like Avius AI, they merge advanced speech recognition with something called natural language processing.
NLP. And what does that mean in practical terms for the listener?
It means the system doesn't just hear the word appointment. It understands the intent behind a whole sentence like, I need to check my insurance coverage before I can schedule a consultation for Tuesday morning. It can hold a real conversational back and forth.
So it can follow tangents.
It can follow tangents, provide specific info from the company's knowledge base, and then take immediate, real action.
That changes everything. So it's not a blocker. It's like an extension of the team.
Exactly. And the whole promise is focused on time reclamation and presence. With a solution like Avius AI, the business will, and this is the promise, never miss another phone call, never put another caller on hold, and never lose a lead to voicemail.
And it acts as a professional representative.
Professional, conversational, always available voice representative. It's trained on the brand's knowledge base. It can use a customized tone. And crucially, to the caller, it just feels like they're speaking to a capable member of the team, not a robot.
That's the genius of it, preserving that human connection while removing the human limitation. Okay, let's talk tangible benefits, the ROI of getting that focus back. Because this isn't just about answering a phone call. It's about getting strategic insights, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The core benefits are immediate. You get 24/7 availability, instant response. Every call is answered in seconds. But the real long-term value, that comes from what we call data enrichment.
Okay, data enrichment. What does that mean when we're just talking about a phone call?
It's where this goes way beyond a simple answering service. Every single conversation the AI has is transcribed, it's categorized, and it's sent instantly to the business owner.
I see.
So all that unstructured phone data, it suddenly becomes organized, searchable, and it turns into actionable intelligence. You suddenly know why people are calling, what questions they ask most, where your service gaps are, all without having to listen to hours of recordings.
So you're turning the phone from a point of friction into a strategic tool.
Precisely. And the integration with automated workflows means the AI doesn't just collect information, it takes action. If a caller wants an appointment, the system can book it directly into the company's calendar. It completes the whole task instantly.
So bringing this all back to the listener, the modern professional,
Yeah.
we're facing this thing you call time scarcity, the ultimate non-renewable resource.
That's the new economy. Every hour you spend on a repetitive, low-value task is an hour stolen from strategy, from growth, or even from just rest. The most valuable inventions of our age are the ones that give us time back.
So AI's real goal isn't just automation.
No, it's to restore mental bandwidth. It helps leaders get back to leading, not managing phone calls.
It's about amplifying human intention, not replacing it.
Yes. These AI systems, they preserve our human attention for the moments that really do require empathy or judgment or creativity. The cycle holds true. Necessity creates invention, and that invention creates freedom.
So the biggest, most repetitive challenges a business faces today, those are the exact problems technology should be solving.
And solutions like Avius AI allow leaders to turn that communication overload from a liability into a strategic advantage. You can ensure perfect engagement and capture 100% of your inbound opportunities.
So if you're listening and you're experiencing this communication crunch, if every minute you spend on routine calls is a minute stolen from growth, there's a really clear next step here.
We'd encourage you to explore how these intelligent voice agents can redefine your business's availability and, recapture that lost time. You can visit aviusai.com to learn more. That's aviusai.com.
But as we've been talking about, the only way to really get the conversational power of this new AI is to experience it yourself. You have to hear how human and capable it actually sounds.
Exactly. To see how it can handle a real-world scenario, you can just call and role-play your own business with the demo system. Ask it tough questions, see how it handles it.
And that number is 855-284-8196. Again, that's 855-284-8196. Call it and just see how the system handles complex inquiries and conversation, just like a capable member of your team would.
Which brings us to our final thought. The technologies that are going to define this era, they're the ones that mirror human virtues. Things like helpfulness, speed, understanding.
So consider this. AI won't replace humanity. It's going to amplify it. When your time, your focus, and your mental bandwidth are all restored by getting rid of that daily friction, what new breakthroughs will you be able to pursue?
Necessity doesn't just create invention, it creates freedom.
That's all for this deep dive. We hope this knowledge empowers your next step. We'll catch you next.